slay Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha and Karna and the other great warriors as well, who are already doomed by me. Be not afraid, fight, you shall conquer the enemies in battle. Shri Krishna tells Arjun to slay Drona, slay Bhishma, slay Jayadratha, slay Karna, and slay the many other warriors as well. Shri Krishna tells Arjun not to be afraid because Arjun will conquer the enemies in battle. This is Shri Krishna's promise to Arjun. Shri Krishna tells Arjun to fight. Shri Krishna tells Arjun that Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and the many other great warriors as well have already been killed by him. Shri Krishna tells Arjun to kill all of these people and not to be afraid. Shri Krishna tells Arjun that he will definitely win on the battlefield in this war and that Arjun should fight. God gave 4 people's names in this verse: Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha and Karna. Why did Shri Krishna only take 4 of these people's names? Anyone know the answer? Okay.
It must be the greatest water.
That's right. There is a reason behind this. There were a lot of doubts about these 4 people in the war. There was a lot of doubts about how they would be able to kill these 4 people. Bhishma had a boon that he could choose when he dies. So how could they kill him? Dronacharya gave Arjun the education of fighting as a warrior, and how could they kill him? How can you advance ahead of your guru? This is a very big question. Not only that, but they had a lot of feeling towards these elders. They thought about how they could kill the very grandfather, Bhishma, in whose lap they played when they were children. When they were young, then they were maybe had spoiled his clothes while playing in his lap. How could they kill this Bhishma? Arjun had this question. Dronacharya is their guru. There's so much adoration for him, so how could they fire an arrow at him? Dronacharya taught them how to fire that very arrow. When Arjun began his studies, then he did not even know how to fire an arrow from a bow, and it kept falling from his hands to the floor. At that time, Dronacharya bent down, picked up the arrow, stroked Arjun's hair with his hand, and must have said, "Son Arjun, do not worry, this is how you should do this." Dronacharya taught him the skill of firing with a bow and arrow from the beginning, and now Arjun has become so efficient, skilled, and well known as an archer. Could he use that very knowledge of archery to kill Dronacharya? Arjun got sad at this. How could they kill Jayadratha? We all do not remember much about the death of Jayadratha in the Mahabharata, but Jayadratha was very important. He was a great warrior, but this is another matter. He was powerful, and there is no doubt about this, but he was not such an effective warrior that he could sit on the same level as the other 3 warriors. Yet there was a difficulty with him. The difficulty was that his father had performed a penance and had taken a boon that whoever kills my son Jayadratha, and the person through whom Jayadratha's head will fall on the floor, will have his head cut into 100 pieces. This is the boon that he had. If you look at it one way, then he was a very strong, but he had this one thing, that whoever killed Jayadratha and the person through whom Jayadratha's head would fall on the floor would have their head cut into 100 pieces. Therefore nobody could kill him. That is why Jayadratha is mentioned. Arjun killed him in the end. I don't want to go too much in the story in the Mahabharata. This Jayadratha killed Abhimanyu, the 16-year-old Abhimanyu, in a 7-tier defensive spiral formation. They killed him so unfairly, the 16-year-old fell to the ground and the entire earth shook at how this 16-year-old boy fought against these unfair people who were firing at him from behind, and he was on the floor fighting with the bow and arrow while these people attacked him from all sides. 16-year-old boy died, the entire earth and heaven shook. Abhimanyu was killed by Jayadratha in a 7-tier defensive spiral formation. Arjun made a vow to kill Jayadratha by sunset on the very next day. And how did Arjun kill Jayadratha? Arjun was careful so that he killed Jayadratha without Jayadratha's head falling to the ground. Arjun had learned such a skill that his arrow struck Jayadratha's head and carried it to the lap of Jayadratha's father, who was meditating in a place close to the battlefield. Jayadratha's father threw the head on the floor, and Jayadratha's father's head fell into 100 pieces. The whole story of this event is in the Mahabharata. But why need to say this? It's a very crucial issue. Killing Jayadratha was a job that had to be done with a lot of concentration and attention. And Karna, we all know about Karna, that he was the son of the sun god. He found out that they were his brothers, and Karna decided that if he would kill anyone in the war, then he would kill only Arjun and nobody else. If you look at it one way, then throughout his whole life, the question he kept asking in his mind was, will Arjun rise or will I rise? Is Karna great or is Arjun great? And now it has become a whole issue of emotions. This was an issue. That is why Shri Krishna has given the names of these 4 people. Shri Krishna says that he has killed all 4 of these people already. That is why God had to say, be not afraid. God told Arjun not to fear, not to have any worry or doubt in his mind. And not only that, but Arjun will win on the battlefield. Shri Krishna tells Arjun that Arjun's victory is already written. God tells Arjun to fight. The Supreme Soul has given a very beautiful inspiration to Arjun through these 3 verses. This inspiration is very different from what the Gita has been giving to the human beings until now, in particular in the 32nd and 33rd verses. We all know that Shri Krishna is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and we have the feeling that all of this is true, but in the Vishwarup, the universal form, that has been shown in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna has gone beyond the bodily limitation of the son of Devaki and Vasudev and into the level of endlessness, and has said this to Arjun. Therefore, actually the Supreme Soul himself is saying this to Arjun, and that is why these 2 verses are important. The Supreme Soul tells Arjun to fight in battle. Nimitra matram bhave savisachin. Be you merely the occasion of savisachin. When God said this, Samjaya says 1 verse, and Arjun sings a stuti, prayer in praise of God. End of verse.